What is up, fam? So today, another beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, depends on where you're reaching us from. Yeah, so another juicy one today. A juicy topic, a personal one. My thoughts were we should maybe get to know each other a bit more before we get to the nitty gritty. So today I have a juicy topic and something I've dealt with. I don't know. I'm hesitant to call it a struggle, but I have overcome it in the past. I'm sure it's a continuous process, so it's always ever changing, and you discover it in new ways, or it manifests in life in new ways. So I've actually mentioned this before, and yeah, procrastination. That's that's our topic of the day, and glad to see you guys back here. The first video was a bit rough. Not gonna lie. Yeah, I loved it personally. It was my creation, so I loved it, and I'm hoping you left a few comments, a few engaging, thoughts. Yeah, I'm all for that. So yeah, let's get to the matter. Procrastination. And this can become like a really bad habit, and actually a lifelong one if not addressed early. And I don't know, I can say I have personal experience with the matter since I don't remember that far, but maybe early high school years. Yeah, that's the most significant time when I was like, I'm lucky to know how to hyper focus when I have to. So anything below high school was not too hard to manage at the last minute. But after getting to high school, and I'm like, the questions don't have choices anymore. So you have to have like the whole content at the tip of your fingers. Then I had to adapt, and that's the theme, I think. You have to constantly adapt to fight this. We're not victims. We just have to continuously fight this and get get stuff done. I almost cursed there, but get stuff done. So yeah. So one day I'm like, personal experience, surrounded by clutter, unfinished projects, and like a really full to-do list. And still, I sigh and put on my favorite YouTube video. This happens a lot. This is not a one-time thing. So I'm like, I'll end up watching the video anyway. So why not now? Why not? I'm like, I can do this stuff later. Plus, I have the video right now, so it only makes sense to watch the video. Sounds like a perfect decision, a sound decision to me. But what I don't realize is there is layers, there is priorities. I don't think I had grasped the concept of priorities really well, and yeah, eventually I'm like, last minute, I'm stressed that I have to rush this project. I have to just put it together, and it wasn't my vision. That wasn't my full vision, but now I have to settle for it. So that leads to frustrations. You could have done better, but for some reason you just couldn't. And that I think that's what hurts most. And yeah, so procrastination may not always be evident. Like, you think you're doing things, but I don't know. I will watch a YouTube video, then another one, another one, another one. So in real sense, I am accomplishing something, but it's not exactly what I intended to accomplish. So the day ends, I've learned a lot, I've done a lot, but there's the key points are still pending. So yeah, and soon getting to college, and I think it just got worse. Keeping up with studies, and the huge books, the huge books. My God, trying to read that overnight was not a good idea. I think, yeah. Then just it's a whole cycle. So yeah, that's the basis, the intro. Procrastination. It's a disease. It is a disease, and I think you just have to keep fighting it all your life. It's not like there's a simple cure. You just have to find steps, find guidelines for yourself. And since you know yourself best, listen to advice and then try and mold it to fit into your life. So, and so, um, your guide to procrastination and getting ahead of it. Basically, breaking the chains of procrastination. I know it takes a lot. It takes a lot, 100%. So, to the reason why you all clicked on the video, or that's the reason, at least I hope. Other reasons are also encouraged. And yeah, so everyday activities, I think they are the ones that are affected by procrastination. Like, I got the advice that if it's an activity that takes less than 60 seconds, just do it. So this will be focusing on more of the long-term goals. Yeah. So like, I'm sure we all do it. Procrastination is, I've had it over and over and over. It doesn't even have an age limit. And when I was young, I had a problem with it. Right now, I'd say I am working on it. And so it's basically where we just tell ourselves, just 5 more minutes, just 5 more minutes. I have, might be a video you're watching. What else? I think I'll use, personally, it has to be a YouTube video for me. I'm like, I can't get enough. So yeah, we all do it. We tell ourselves just 5 more minutes, and then you end up binging a whole marathon of YouTube videos you never even thought existed. Again, this is a personal experience. Might be anything for you, and I mean, I've learned what to do in case I ever, let's say, I don't know, what I watched today. What did I watch today? Yeah. In case I ever hydroplaned in a vehicle. God knows if that will happen, but I have the knowledge, so win-win. So, so yeah, procrastination is bad. Procrastination is a thief. I'm sorry to break it to you. Steals our time, your productivity, and ultimately your dreams. And yeah, starting this channel was a dream of mine, and I had to wait for like months for no apparent reason. I'm sad I didn't get to meet you guys sooner, so I'll just leave that there. So procrastination isn't new and may not always be evident in like your daily activities. It's more like a habit forged in early years. Like one example, yeah, you wake up in the morning, you're like, your alarm was set to 6 a.m. You wake up, yeah, you've woken up, but then I'm like on the phone, scrolling, catching up on brands that I mean, I think the fact that I don't have the money to keep up with the brands and what they're posting, I think that's what hurt me most, and I had to make changes. Yeah, so it's a habit forged in early years, and then it's fueled by the siren song of instant gratification. I think something we've had all over and over again. Yeah, it rears its ugly face here. So yeah, without instant gratification, which like makes this cycle go on and on longer than it should. And now just it brings me back to when I was in math class, and then I'm thinking, I really don't feel like concentrating right now. I'll catch up later, but I know I won't. I know you and me both. We know we won't catch up later. It's all a lie.
And the sooner you know it's a lie, the sooner you can help yourself. So it most certainly is a product of ever-changing priorities, with the important ones slowly but surely falling to the bottom of the list. We don't want that. Of course, favoring tasks where you get to cash out the rewards as soon as. That's where the instant gratification comes in. And I am not a fan of instant gratification, but it's hard to run away from. I mean, I'll play a round of mobile games, dominate dominate a couple of people in PUBG, feel like a god, and then in reality I don't have clean clothes for the week. I have a stack of dishes in the sink. I have lonely friends who I haven't caught up with in ages, and yeah, clearly it affects more than you. It's bigger. The procrastination is bigger than you. That's what I can say, and it's not in a good way. Let me reiterate: this is not the way to go. We are trying to fight procrastination. It's a slippery slope to stacked unfinished tasks. They're like, yeah, I mean, the year started, and I think I've started well. I still have tasks from last year, but for now, I want to concentrate on this year. Maybe they'll make it to this year, and let's hope so. But I figured I might as well start with a clean tasks list. Yeah. So that was. I'm still working on it. I'm a victim, but not entirely a victim, since it's self-implicated. Or I can do something about it. I just choose not to. But today is the day that changes. And um, so let's get to the who's behind all this procrastination. First, fear. We have fear. There is boredom and a warped sense of time. That's like the unholy triad of procrastination. So that's are the culprits behind your unfinished tasks and uh, dreams you've given up on, as I had mentioned. So, fear, boredom, and a warped sense of time. And don't get me wrong, you might be the busiest bee on earth, but it all depends on the sum positive of your actions at the end of the day. Because remember this, it's there's a lot to do. There's a lot to do. There are priorities, and getting those priorities right is the trick. So when you just have so much to do, but the priority list is non-existent, you just might end up more stressed at the end of the day, even more than when you began, because there is no way you're getting that time back. I'll assure you. Regardless of how many times you try, regardless of the time manipulation techniques you watched in The Flash, Obsession Phase. Yeah, shout out to The Flash. Even with hyper focus on my side, from a personal perspective, like some tasks are just accomplished better with adequate planning and execution. Like, I know my ability to sit down and do something and complete it is undoubted, but will you be happy with the quality of work that you managed to squeeze in that 3-page essay that you did in 30 minutes? Will you be happy with the outcome, or will you feel like your efforts have not been, or your idea has not been respected? Yeah. Having and equating the proper adequate time to a task is very crucial if I am to feel satisfied at the end, because let's not say yes to mediocrity. I guess that's the point. So eventually I end up telling myself I have plenty of time, But time, like that last slice of cake, yeah, just disappears even before you know it. And it's because it's not just that one task that requires your time. There is a whole lot of other tasks that will need that time. There is a whole lot of people who you're fighting for that cake with. And at the end of the time, either everyone gets a small piece or some just don't get any. And we're trying to get time from this. It's a busy morning, it's a busy evening from where you're from, maybe a busy afternoon, but you can always get, if you manage to plan out there's that extra time you'll find, and it'll be sweeter than using that time right now and then making your project to utilize that extra time. We're trying to make the project the main agenda of the day. When you wake up with that zeal, because personally, if you ask me, you wake up in the morning with 100%. If there's like an energy meter, you're at 100. So by the time you're doing, like, let's say you start with some petty tasks, they take up like 50% of your morale, and then now you get to the meat. You're done with the meat. Now you're coming to the bone and the difficult task, and then you're like, oh, you're just not up to it. So that's the thing we're trying to fight when we say start with a difficult task. But I think I'm getting ahead of myself, and we are getting there soon. So okay. So I think I've scared us enough. So past the gloom and doom and gloom, and let's break this procrastination chains and becomes the weapon of progress we all want to be. So this applies to everyone. We all have the capacity to wake up and do what we actually intended to do. So first and foremost, let's chop that insurmountable monster project into bite-sized chunks. So basically, divide your large, big, um, overwhelming task. Just try and divide it into separate tasks. Yeah, I think I over explained, but let's just chop up that huge chunk of work. Um, each check mark on your list is supposed to be like a victory lap, not like a chore that, oh no, I have to like do this by this time. I had like a victory lap, so to encourage this, you reward yourself with smaller breaks, and and then after the break you continue on to the next task, like a 5 minute break. So after that you continue on to the next task and keep the momentum going. And the beautiful thing about this is you avoid decision paralysis, because I think that's what gets me most of the time. uh, I can't decide where to go next. Let's say when I have I have to do this, and then I have to switch. That friction between switching and deciding what I have to do next. I think that's also what gets me. So having this as an option was a really good savior. I'm calling it a savior because decision paralysis is real, and I was a victim, still am. And now just check, and you go feeding off the dopamine of the check marks. To put it simply, yeah, I'm sure most of us like some dopamine. That's one way you can release it. So second, take control of your time. Be the ultimate timekeeper, and then to accompany this, you have to set like realistic deadlines and then stick to them. I think that's the part we all don't get to. Set realistic deadlines and then stick to them. And this you should be keeping in mind. A deadline shouldn't be threatening. Personally, I gamify it. Um, yeah, I love games, so that was one way I was certain to achieve what I wanted. So you gamify it and then like observe how close you can get to the mark. I am a fan of motorsports, so there is like Q1. Oh, I watch a lot of F1. There is qualifying one, there is the second qualifying session, and there is the third qualifying session. So as you go improving. I mean, whatever you did in the first round, just try and up it the second round, and then again try and up it the third round. And eventually you achieve, or you get to know your limit. At least there is that, and then you achieve. At the end of the day, you've done what you intended to do, and it was fun. We're trying to make it this fun because similar to how it sometimes takes multiple doses to get medications into your system so that they can fight with the actual problem, or the actual organism that's causing the problem, the actual cause of the ailment. Um, I highly advise taking a multifaceted approach and sticking to the dosage. At this, okay, here the dosage means the stick to your game plan. Stick to your game plan. If we're trying not to slide back, so stick to your game plan. Let's make wiser decision, guys. And I think choosing this video was your first wise decision, so you are on the right track. Guys, girls, anyone in between, it works for everyone, and I believe it's never too early or too late to start. Also, it's important to know the difference between what you can do right now and what you actually need to do. And let's try focusing on the latter. Conquer your to-do lists, and instead of looking down on your procrastinating friends, maybe one day I won't be that procrastinating friend. But instead of looking down on them, share the video. Yeah, share the video. I tried to compile this to work for anyone, and I too am a beneficiary of this, and I'll be coming back whenever I feel lazy. Let me not call it lazy. Whenever I feel I'm not getting my tasks in order, my things to do in order. So yeah, remember to share the video, and considering it's a procrastinating friend, I think you should probably brute force it. Like, make sure they watch the video, otherwise they'll just end up saving it for later. Yes. And just one more thing. Some bonus strategies, something to keep you on your toes. Bribery. First one is bribery. After each completed task, incorporate a guilty pleasure, and remember to not overindulge. Yeah, so that's like bribing yourself to bribing yourself. I don't want to. My conscience does not agree with me saying yes to bribery. So I think that's why I went blank. Bribe yourself to do things that actually matter to you. Second, take a buddy with you. This is for accountability's sake. So remember, procrastination thrives in isolation. That is a good one. Procrastination thrives in isolation. Get an accountability friend. Doesn't have to be a friend, maybe even family, or a pet. A pet. A pet could do too. And just someone to help you on the journey. It's not an easy one, but very worthwhile. Third, the 5 minute trick. Here you have to lie to yourself. I'll just work for 5 minutes and then we'll see where this goes. In real sense, you're not supposed to stop after the 5 minutes. The 5 minutes supposed to snowball into like a, let's call it a productive avalanche. Yeah. Yeah, so the key here is just trick your brain to work for 5 minutes. And then after that, you'll find it a lot easier to continue working for the 6th minute, 30th minute, an hour. Then I wouldn't recommend pushing it past that. Take a 5 minute or a 10 minute break and then do the same thing. And yeah, get your tasks in order. So after the break, you don't have to start thinking, oh, where do I start? Where do I continue? Where do I proceed to? What do I put maximum effort into? So again, have a previous list that you're referring to avoid decision paralysis. And I think that was my 3 cents. I take likes, subscriptions as gratitude. So guys, subscribe. I'm trying to get more than 10 subscribers. I know that will be a huge milestone. I think it's the early ones that it's the early subscriptions that really stick with you, from what I know. And any more advice? Just gratitude, maybe. Criticism is welcome. Hopefully, construct something. Let's just not break each other down. We're trying to do things. Yeah, I've tried to do things, and there's still a lot more to do. And I'm sure if you see my next video, notice this video actually worked. Because so please subscribe, like, comment. Let's engage. Let's talk in the comments. And I do believe it is this collective effort that will keep the train moving. And I would hate to leave you behind on this journey. It's a long one and a fun one, and you never know what comes next. I'm not leaving any spoilers. Again, speculation is allowed. Let me see what you think. This how you think. Let me see where you think this is going. I think that is all. Again, like, subscribe. There's a person we all want to be at the end of the day, and procrastination at the end of the day, not even at the end of the day, at the start of the day, will actually cause your dreams not to come true. And that's a fact. So you realize maybe you're growing stagnant over time. You're not achieving things you thought you'd
There's
achieve
this
at this
joke
moment.
about
Maybe
procrastination
it's time to look
I wanted to share,
inwards. And
but I think you'll have to wait
that's
till
that's
I
all we're
have
trying
time
to
to
do
get
here.
straight
You have
first.
to look inward,
Subscribe,
find
guys.
what's wrong, then
Maybe I'll
adapt
sing
and
next
overcome.
time.
So that's
Maybe.
all, my guys. Lots of love, and may peace be with you.